The feeling of freedom and possibility that you get on this bike is truly incredible. I am going up a very steep hill at Griffith Park. There are no cars here, barely any pedestrians, and it is just perfect for powerful e-bikes like the Pedal Electric all-wheel drive 2. It is so much fun and literally no sweat. Hi everyone. It's been about a year since I made my last video where I showed you guys how to add a second battery to your Pedal Electric all-wheel drive 2. Since then, I've gotten a ton of comments and a ton of views, and a lot of you have been asking for an update. What's my actual range? Do I still like the bike? I'll tell you how it's been with this bike overall, with the second battery, and I'll give you guys some tips and tricks and an overview of the other accessories I have for this bike that make it a great all-around commuter. The Pedal Electric all-wheel drive 2 is a powerful dual motor, moped-style electric bike. It comes with a front and rear hub motor and rear suspension, and it comes with 2 seats, which is perfect for me and my girlfriend to ride to the beach. I have ridden almost 3,000 miles on this bike in the last year, and I could not be happier with it. I'll 100% recommend adding a second battery. In fact, I don't even recommend considering not adding a second battery. Don't take a single ride between buying this bike and adding a second battery. With a second battery, I actually get 50 miles of range of fast, mixed riding. If I'm stuck on a bike path like along the beach where I'm going a lot slower, I could actually get 60 or 70 or maybe more miles with this dual battery setup. So I have this trunk bag that's very common on this style of bike, all-wheel drive, Pedal Electric, and others. But I also use a luggage lock so that I can leave not very expensive things in this trunk bag overnight. Inside this trunk bag, I keep a variety of accessories that I use on a regular basis. Bike light for flashing for extra visibility, JBL music player, which I hang up on this clip, and most importantly, inside I have this portable charger. And so this means that I don't have to bring in all these electronics in to charge, and I can just bring this thing in about once a month to charge it up. I can keep goggles for nighttime riding, for the wind. I keep a variety of tools, bike pump, a skull cap, and anything that happens to be in my pocket at that time. Now I will say this has been broken into once, and they took my old speaker and my old bike light. So take that with a grain of salt. Don't leave your passport, wallet, and keys in here. I also have this horn that I just mentioned just below the display. It's triggered on the left by this trigger that's right next to the turn signals and single dual motor switch. Speaking of the turn signals, I have 2 on the back of my basket and 2 on the front as well. My second storage solution is this black Thule rack, which I use with a red mesh. This is a terrific rack that works great on this bike, but the only thing is that it costs about $100, so it's up to you to decide if that's worth it. I want to talk about the security system on my bike, which is primarily driven by this 14mm New York Kryptonite Forget About It lock. I keep this chain lock coiled around the frame of the bike and attached to a carabiner to the top frame here in order to maintain a lower center of gravity, because I noticed there was a top heavy wobble effect when I had this 10-pound chain in my rear basket. I have an additional ABUS chain lock that I keep just for my front tire. Pretty quick and easy to lock and unlock my front tire. Lastly, for the rear tire, I have this Kryptonite cable which I loop around the back tire and attach to the Kryptonite chain that's attached to the frame. The alarm I have attached right here. You simply trigger it with a remote, and now the bike is armed, and that's how you disarm it. The first thing you'll notice is that I have these reflective yellow gloves and this reflective vest, which add to the visibility and help cars spot me on the road to avoid an accident. In addition to that, of course, I have this helmet, which is a full face Fox helmet that's designed for downhill mountain biking. I'm thinking about switching to a proper motorcycle helmet, since this thing can go 35 miles per hour. Lastly, I wear this Kevlar Armor Beyond Rider jacket, which has elbow pads, shoulder pads, and a back pad. So what's the final verdict? This bike is phenomenal. As a full-time electric bike commuter in Los Angeles who doesn't own a car, this vehicle is perfect. It is built like a tank, and it goes up to 35 miles per hour with the extra battery added, and it allows me to keep up with traffic on residential streets, which is perfect for my commute, which is 15 miles one way. Now, what about the downsides of this bike? Is this really a perfect bike? Well, this bike is very heavy, which is its own plus and a minus. It's very stable, but my setup here with the locks and battery and everything weighs probably 120 pounds. When I first got the bike over a year ago, the rear motor was cutting in and out a few minutes or hours or days at a time where the rear motor wouldn't work, and I was very grateful to have a front motor that was working, so at least I could get around town. It took the Pedal Electric guys here in Venice, California, a little bit of time to realize what the issue was. They replaced the motor, the cable, and the rear motor controller before it fixed the issue. So in sum, this bike is a ton of fun. It's built like a tank. It has 2 seats, and it lets me take me and my girlfriend to the beach to avoid traffic. It takes me to work. I run all my errands on it. It's simply amazing. As you can tell, I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more videos about the Pedal Electric all-wheel drive 2, or being an electric bike commuter in Los Angeles in general. Thanks for watching, and have fun out there.